Welcome back, guys. This is JE Live. I'm Jake Ellenbogen, and today we'll be talking about three topics, and I'll be answering questions right before I go live at 9:30 Eastern Time, exclusively on the call-in app for my show MCU Edge to talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Before we get into it, be sure to hit the thumbs up, be sure to hit the big red subscribe button if you're new here, and hit that bell icon. You'll never miss another live stream or video ever again. But the three topics we'll be discussing today, the first one is Van Jefferson. We'll be talking about Van Jefferson and how well his surgery went, when we could potentially see him next. We'll also be talking about Zach Wilson's impressive day in camp. From all reports, they're pretty much saying that this guy absolutely lit it up today, and there's a lot of optimism at Jets camp. And then the last thing that we're going to talk about, in addition to the questions that I'll answer, is HBO Max, because it sounds to me like HBO just took over a certain aspect of HBO Max. HBO Max will no longer be making certain scripted HBO Max original series, and why I believe that's bad, and why I believe that the streaming platforms as we know them are going to be altered because of this. So I'm excited to get into it. Again, before I do, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Appreciate everyone being in here. This thing filled up pretty quickly. Went from nobody in here to now a bunch of people in here, so love that for us. Let's see here. Hopefully, it's not lagging too much. I don't know if it is or if it isn't. But, hopefully it's not. So, if it is, I don't know what we're going to do. But, let's see here. All right. Let's see. What's up, Daniel? Not sure why my chat thing isn't working. There we go. What's up, Daniel? Welcome to the show. What's up, Ricky? Appreciate that. What's up, Albie? Eddie, how we doing? All right. How's it going, Ruiz? Guys, let me know if we're experiencing a ton of lag or anything. Just let me know. I can't tell. It looks good on my end. It says excellent connection, so hopefully I fixed it. I did a lot of testing, and these were the best settings for the show. But yeah, so let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? And of course that is Van Jefferson. So Van Jefferson, who I believe is going to be in for a pretty good year. I don't think he's going over 1,000 yards, as I've said. You guys have probably seen my videos by now. I don't think he's going over 1,000 yards. But I do think Van Jefferson's going to have a really good year. I think he'll be ready for week one. It sounded good. McVay is optimistic. So, I am excited about that. Getting him back, the opportunity to have him back, of course. I do think that's something to be excited about. But I mean, when you think about Van Jefferson and that injury, I feel like a lot of Rams fans instantly, their minds started going towards Todd Gurley range, and Terrell Lewis, where you're like, oh no, another knee issue. This is not a fan of that. Don't like that. The Michael Scott meme. And so I was a little concerned with that as well. But Sean McVay said, straight up, that, he had a really good, it's very optimistic, right? Because he had a good surgery. Things went well. And I think the idea of it being realistic that he's ready for week one is awesome. I think that's a win in the Rams book. Because Jordan Rodriguez reported, hearing wide receiver Van Jefferson's surgery went great, and my sense is that it's realistic to believe he can return by September 8th opener. Obviously, his experience in this offense means he can onboard back in quickly once cleared, and team won't pressure him, but so far seems encouraging. That's good stuff. That's what you want to see, okay? That's something that will make your day. That's something that if you're a Rams fan, you have to feel good about, because Van Jefferson, regardless, and I didn't know how many people didn't really like him. I was surprised to see that in my comment section, but there are a bunch of people that don't like Van, And I would just say this: Van is very important to what they do in that offense. I understand you have Atwell and you have that speed, but Van's speed and size combination, prototypical size, is very similar to when they had Sammy Watkins. He's a better receiver than Watkins. So I think it's big that they have him because he can do a little bit of everything. He's in his third year. His second year, he goes up by 600 total yards, on the season. And I think, we got to give him a lot of credit, for pretty much everything that we know is that he played halfway through last year. He played halfway through last year, and at the end of the season, he played the second half. He was hurt the whole time. So it's good that he's getting this cleaned up. It's honestly, it's almost a blessing in disguise. Because, yeah, you don't want to see him tweak anything, but it's almost like, hey, just so you know, you might need to check this out. That was like his body being like, yeah, you might want to check this out. So it is cool to see that because now he's got that cleaned up, and I'm going to look at the optimistic side of this and think, this is good. This is definitely good news. If you're a Rams fan, if you're a Van Jefferson fantasy owner, you're a Van Jefferson fan going back to his days, whether it's Ole Miss or Florida, this is very good news if you're a Van Jefferson fan or anybody of the sort. Good to hear. I'm glad on that part that it's not lagging. I lowered my bit rate super low. It was pretty high. I lowered it low because people were having issues, they said, and I wanted to make it easier so everybody could watch it without having to download, There's a whole big thing, and I'd explain it, but quite honestly, I'm forgetting part of what I've learned. So, let's see. This is a good one. I don't know. I'm trying to go to at least one Rams home game and Rams Chiefs because my family's there. I'd like to, kill two birds with one stone, see family, go to Rams Chiefs, and see the Kansas Jayhawks play. I've never seen them play before, so I'd like to do all of that. It is hot in here. I'm sorry. The Big J.E. There's another nickname. Thanks, Ernesto. That, my friend, is a clean-ass cut. Kudos to your barber. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Anytime I'm feeling somewhat out of it, somewhat down, somewhat, not as motivated, maybe a little depressed, anxious, I find getting a clean cut just, refreshes everything. It's like a reboot. Like, how you reboot your computer and all of a sudden stupid shit that should work doesn't work anymore, and then you reboot it and it works? You're like, why did that work? Sometimes you just need a soft reboot. That's what a haircut is to me. It's always meant that for me. So anytime I tell somebody I'm getting a haircut, it's like a big deal because that means my motivation and my level of excitement is going to go up. I know the little things, right? But I don't care. I feel good about it. I'm happy that I got one and ready to roll in August. We got a lot of stuff to do, so had to make sure we were on that level. Do you think this will push the OBJ signing forward some? I think the scare of it could. I would think the OBJ stuff could be interesting because when you think about it, what's happening now is that you have injuries. I shout out to Tim Patrick. That guy has worked his ass off to get to where he is. Wasn't really thought of. Was more of a fourth, fifth guy on the depth chart. Works his way up to be a big-time contributor for the Denver Broncos, and to see him tear his ACL, it's just awful, man. Absolutely awful. It's the third ACL tear for Denver wide receivers. They had an ACL tear with Cortland Sutton. They had an ACL tear with KJ Hamler, and now they have one with Tim Patrick. Hate to see that. Wishing him the best. Really hate to see any injury. But if you want to look at it, I mean, now all of a sudden the Broncos are in business for OBJ. Because while OBJ might not be back until November, they're a playoff team, hopefully, right, for them. So they could justify that. In addition to that, Dallas Cowboys. James Washington gets banged up. And this is where camp all of a sudden starts to potentially tease or open up opportunities for an OBJ. And that is enough to maybe, if the Rams aren't careful, they could lose him. And so they might be looking at this like, we might want to strike soon because he's going to start getting a market, and we don't want to lose him to Green Bay or Tampa. God forbid anybody goes down in Green Bay, he's probably going there. So you don't want him to go to Buffalo. You don't want him to go to Dallas. Not that I think Dallas is really a Super Bowl threat, but you don't want to see him on another team, period. Yeah, you like it? Shout out to Artie. Love my augmented reality. It's so awesome. I'm so lucky to be able to work with them, and the fact I have this at my fingertips, it's so cool. What are your thoughts on Greg the Leg's leg injury? Worried or not worried? So I didn't know he had a leg injury. In the effort of being fully transparent, the last thing I saw was that he was dominating Eddie Pinheiro to win that job. Oh, it's a toe. Okay. He's day-to-day with a toe injury. But he's going to win that job. He's going to be fine to go on Saturday. Yeah, so he'll be good. Yeah. Zach Rosenblatt, who I follow and he follows me. He's from The Athletic. Greg Zuerlein made from 28, 32, 40, and 46. Eddie Pinheiro missed 28, 32, made 40 and 46. That's pretty much what's going on right now. If you are a GZ fan, young GZ, Legatron, whatever you want to call him, if you're still a fan of his, which I am, and obviously now that I cover the Jets, I'm still allowed to be a fan if I wasn't before. You have to feel good about this guy. He knocked home that long-ass field goal to put the Rams in the Super Bowl. He is one of the best kickers in Rams history. It's him, and it's Jeff Wilkins. Mike Lansford's up there. But that's really it. So, Matt Gay maybe someday, but you gotta give him a lot of credit, and so I'm rooting for Greg. I think he's clearly going to win the job. I don't think there's any doubt about it. He's going to beat out Eddie Pinheiro, but that's just me. His route running exposes the defense, can make others or himself wide open. Exactly. I would imagine he'd wear 13. SoFi game, though. That's the hope. I'm trying to go to one of the SoFi games. I think it's the Cardinals, the 49ers, and the Cowboys, I want to say. I want to go to the Bills, but we can't. I'm trying to go with Alexis, and we'll meet up with you guys, hopefully. I'd love to meet all of you. The fact that he got over 800 yards, considering the fact that he was always the third option, maybe even fourth after Higbee even, and people still doubt him, blows my mind. Alex, I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't get it. I don't know why the subscribe button is up there. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the subscribe button, to be honest with you. Let's move that over here. Things are all out of whack. I tried to mess around with it, and I don't know. Serves me right, I guess. I'm not going to keep that thing going. Don't worry. I'm worried more about Stafford. His arm is not getting better. He'll be fine. Don't worry about him. I'm not even reporting on it because I'm not worried about him. They're just taking it easy with him. That's about as simple as I can make that. No need to worry. Stafford's been through a lot worse. Yeah, if he has if like I have for the projected stats this year, if he gets that's consistency. Hey man, football is technically back tomorrow, and the content is about to start flowing back in. Again, perfect time for a haircut. I'm about to buzz my head myself, LOL, especially with this heat. Yeah. I'll do anything if I can cheat code my way to staying cool. As you guys know, it's like 100. Because keep in mind, my setup is emanating a ton of heat. So it's already hot in my room. I don't have central AC. I can't use a fan, otherwise I get really bad dry eye, as you guys have seen. That's what that is. So I have the fan at my legs, but that doesn't really help. So, I mean, it's like a pool. Like, chest and shoulders and back. I mean, it is brutal how hot this thing gets. Because, I mean, I have a lot of equipment. Think about it. I got a monitor here, an iPad here, a laptop here. I got lights here, lighting here, hair light over there. I got lighting there. I got lighting here. I got a PS5 here. I got a TV here. I got a computer here that's not the laptop, another computer. I got a docking station. I got another docking station. I have a switcher for my camera. I have a camera. I have my, what the hell is it called? Interface for my microphone. I have my microphone. I have my 10 terabyte, and keep in mind, I say 10 terabyte because this thing is freaking massive. I have my 10 terabyte external hard drive. I have my Stream Deck. My freaking Apple Watch. All this is, well, there's another external hard drive for my PS5. I have so much shit that is emanating heat. It is brutal. And I'm feeling it, man. Oh, it's awful. Is anyone else not hearing everything he's saying? Oh, I hope you're hearing everything I'm saying. That would be depressing. Jake, are you gonna miss clowning on I mean, I wanted him to be good. Like, I wanted to be wrong. When they made that trade last year, I hated it. I hated giving up Ezekiel Duran, and sure enough, he goes to Texas and ends up being one of their top prospects. I was furious when they traded him. But I want him to be good. Rizzo's good. Rizzo, quietly Anthony Rizzo, beat cancer. And, I mean, he did that a few years ago, but still, love the guy. He beat cancer, and oh, by the way, this year, he's literally quietly the third, he's third in home runs in the AL. He's third. You wouldn't know that because Judge has 43 and Rizzo has, what, 27? But he's got the skips on me end. Oh, I hope not. What's happening? What's up, LA Rams? I like I said, there's just not a lot to talk about because Stafford's going to be fine. And at the end of the day, they're just like taking things slow with him, you know? Let's see. I mean, I gotta say, I hated the Sue L. Robinson verdict. I was not a fan of that. I can't see a big splash on... Oh, you mean before the trade deadline? Well, we'll see. I won't rule it out. I think anything can happen. Also, just a reminder, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already. Thumbs up goes a long way for my channel, so if you could do that for me, that'd be great. What's up, Aaron Jones? How we doing? Are you going to win me my fantasy league this year? Not much. We're talking before I go live at 9:30. It's a short stream today. I'll be back tomorrow. But we're going live at 9:30. MCU Edge over on the Call-In app exclusively. You can find the link in the description. Anyone who likes the Marvel Cinematic Universe should give it a shot. Just saying. OBJ, no news, unfortunately. The hope is, they'll get something done soon because I am getting a little nervous about seeing the Broncos lose a guy, Cowboys lose a guy. Camp gets rowdy, pads are on, guys get hurt, and then all of a sudden, opportunities open up. That's the hope, man. Love me some Aaron Jones. So, yeah. Me and the coworker have tickets together. If he can't make it, he will sell them for like 100 a section. 100 section, 400, I'll let you know. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, it's not even... I mean, that's not bad. It's not even the tickets, really. It's like airfare. It's like getting a hotel. It's a big thing to just travel from New York, you know. I've done it multiple times, but it's airfare's gotten ridiculous. I mean, obviously we know how inflation is, so, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's something. All right, so hard to know right now. The hope is yes. So on to Zach Wilson, and as you can see, my projected stats, I think he's gonna have a monster season. But he had a really good camp today, a really good camp day. Let's just call out NFL rums or rumors or whatever the hell you want to call them. NFL rooms, they're terrible. Okay, absolutely terrible. Do not retweet them. Do not take anything they say seriously. They are fake. I have multiple friends and people I trust over at Jets camp that I've gotten to know that are telling me the exact opposite of what they're saying. No one that actually knows anything is saying what NFL Rums is saying. No one. NFL Rums is saying that Zach Wilson is getting outplayed by Joe Flacco. So, I mean, he's not. Literally making shit up. On top of that, you pick the day where Zach Wilson just had his best day of camp, and people are comparing him to Justin Herbert today. So, no. He's, one, not getting outplayed by Joe Flacco, and two, he's not better. Joe Flacco's not taking his job. There's a lot of misinformation on Twitter, so I figured I'd bring this to your attention. Even if you're not a Jets fan, I had to, definitely mention it because, look, Zach Wilson, is he going to come out and win the MVP this year? I mean, probably not. That's asking a lot of Zach Wilson to do. But, I mean, this idea that he's going to be this dumpster fire, you didn't watch the film last year. I don't even think you watched him last year. He had his moments where it was bad, but he was pressured more than just about anybody. He had a huge drop rate, which is not his fault. And on top of that, towards the end of the season, he's in a dogfight of a game against the Buccaneers. He was giving his team a chance to compete. That's all you can ask for. You want to see a rookie quarterback at the end of the season really take off. That's what you want to see. So I'll reserve my judgment on saying Zach Wilson's trash and all that, because I'm not taking NFL Rums seriously for anything, and I don't think anybody should. Look, I'm all for content creators. You guys know this. I like to influence people. I've had people reach out to me, "Hey Jake, what mic should I get? What camera should I get? What, lighting should I get?" What I don't like is when you're not a content creator, you're putting in work, sure, but it's the Mike Zero effect. And if you guys know, I've talked about Mike Zero on here. I've talked about Mike Zero on our Discord. Mike Zero makes up shit about Star Wars all the time. And he puts in a lot of work. So I got to give him credit to pump out a video like that every single day, to pump out multiple videos every single day. It's impressive. But you're leading people astray. And I don't like that. I don't like the disingenuous bullshit that I see from people. That's why I don't like most of those Instagram pages, because they make shit up or they don't ever cite their source. I'm not saying if you have an inside source, cite your source. I'm saying people that literally just post what Jordan Rodriguez said and are like, boom, that's the news. I broke it. No, you didn't. Jordan Rodriguez broke it. You just didn't give her credit. And it happens a lot. But NFL Rums just makes shit up. Just blatantly makes shit up. So, a lot of people do that. So, I figured I'd just start calling them out at this point. I think we're going to be okay with Jefferson taking a little longer to be ready. And yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. I'm not worried about it. All I needed to know was Jefferson is optimistic for week 1. If he doesn't play week 1, he'll be there week 2. I mean, that's, I feel pretty good about that. Flacco has a great arm, and now that the Jets have O-line and running back, his lack of mobility is less of a factor. But Zach, with his elusiveness, mobility, and quick release, the only superstar quarterback on the Jets. Yeah, I mean, I'm not hating on Flacco, but Flacco is not the same quarterback. He doesn't have the zip on the ball like he used to, and the problem is he dealt with a lot of issues. He had I believe he tore his ACL, MCL, PCL, and LCL, if I'm not mistaken, and he had a back injury. And I mean, we've seen Robert Quinn, after his back injury, went from like an 18.5 sack guy to like a nobody, and then all of a sudden he came back, but it took him a while. Having a back injury in any sport can be a death sentence. Just look at Don Mattingly with the Yankees. Dude's hitting 30 home runs a season, which at the time would lead the league in the MLB, and then he gets hurt and he's not hitting anywhere near that many. That's why he's not a Hall of Famer, because he didn't have the longevity because of his back. All right. So, we touched on those. If anyone wants to that's weird. I can hear like slithering. I thought it was a snake. It's like, I'm not scared of snakes, so even if it was a snake, it wouldn't have bothered me. Anybody that thinks snakes are scarier than spiders are out of their mind. But we have one more thing to talk about, and then of course I'll answer your questions, and then we'll go live on call in at 9:30 to talk about the MCU. Zach also played under a first-year defensive-minded coach, and I'm pretty sure last year was a massive roster overhaul too. So yeah, give the dude a proper chance before you call him dumpster water. Yes, exactly, Alex. 100%. That's what I've been trying to tell people, but no, we just have to call everyone trash. What's up, Joakim? How we doing? So that brings us to the final topic of conversation. HBO Max. What the frick are you doing? What are you doing? Just when you thought HBO Max became the best streaming service, HBO Max is now expected to lay off around 70% of their development staff. Sounds like they're not doing HBO Max scripted shows anymore, with HBO taking over via the Wrap. This is awful, okay? I mean, the Wrap reports Hollywood is buzzing around what will become of HBO Max as Warner Brothers Discovery approaches its first earnings results as a merged company tomorrow, rolls out its plans for a combo streaming service. This sounds like an absolute just debacle. I mean, come on. First, you have Netflix laying off all these. And I get COVID, okay, whatever. But, like, man, you knew it was bad. Oh, you knew it was bad when they announced Batgirl and Scoob canceled. Warner Brothers did. Here's the problem I have. When you put in all that, and I want to rant a little bit for a sec. So, yes, hashtag Jake rants. Anybody that likes that, it's coming. I want to rant a little bit. Because for the people that are like, and I've seen this, if a movie gets canceled, if a TV show gets canceled, and your first thing is like, I'm obviously, I feel bad for the creators of it, the people that worked on it. They had all that time that they spent on that project, and it's gone. It's never going to be released. And then I get people that will respond, and they'll be like, well, Jake, they got paid for it. It's not like they didn't get paid. And I'm like, you didn't just say that. These are creators. Like, duh, you get paid for it. But you are literally in this neck of the woods. You are literally in this industry because you want to get paid for something that is created and shared with other people. That is what you are in the industry for. This is not doing the lawn for your neighbor, getting paid, and then having someone destroy the lawn. You don't see the lawn again. Okay? You don't see it again. In all likelihood, I mean, maybe they're a client, but you don't see it again. When you're in this industry, this works with video games, this works with TV, this works with movies. You're creating things that are going to be shared on top of being paid to do them. It's like an athlete. You're not getting paid just to play a game. You're getting paid to play a game and entertain people. Like, what if the whole year they were just like, you know what? Actually, the NFL isn't making enough money, so you guys are still going to play your games, but we're just not going to air it. How would you feel? Think about it. It's repulsive. It's disgusting. And it's a waste of these people's hard-earned time. People go to school for this shit. They spend, like, astronomical amounts of money to go to school to learn these skills, to then get hired by these big companies, and then these big companies are leaving them astray. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. 75% of development's getting laid off. But that's not even the thing that bothers me. The thing that bothers me the most is that you already created Batgirl. Whether I think it's a good movie or not does not matter. You already created it. The Flash. People are like, flush it. Call it The Flush. Never release it. What about all those people that put in their hard-earned time? They got paid. People, that's everyone's excuse. Well, they got paid. Don't feel too bad for them. Well, okay. I mean, you got paid at your job, but you're not in an industry that's creating something that is meant to be shared. So yes, there is a reason to be upset if you're in that industry. And furthermore, I'll say this. Anytime something flops like that, and I understand that's just the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the business. It happens. But hear me out when I say this. Anytime something like that flops, you have to keep this in mind. If something like that flops, that means that, guess what? I could have gone somewhere else, wasted my time, gotten paid, and they would have actually released my product. I take serious issue with that. I really do. Yeah, we'll see. Batgirl was going to flop at the box office. Nobody was going to sign up for HBO Max just to watch that. The new leadership at DC said it was so bad it would have hurt the brand. But I mean, this is also DC that came out with the League of Super Pets. I mean, you already hurt your brand. You don't compete with Marvel. Like, you are the store brand Frosted Flakes compared to Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you are non-alcoholic beer compared to beer. Like, you don't compete. Like, what difference would it have made? People put it all this hard-earned time and it bothers me, man. It bothers me. I can't pretend that it doesn't. You know, we've seen in the past, MCU projects have gotten scrapped. But when do they get scrapped? Not when they've made the whole freaking movie. Not when they're ready and they're done with post-production and then they do a rug pull on these people. No, they scrap it in the writing process. That's what Marvel does. Marvel scraps in the writing process. Maybe they'll get a new director. Maybe they'll do reshoots. They don't take a whole freaking movie and just say, you know what, we're not going to release it. Idiots. Just total idiots over at Warner Brothers. I mean, for real. What the hell are you doing? Meanwhile, the MCU, like, this is why everyone's laughing at you. I mean, take any brand name. Any brand name. You are literally the Zune to the iPod. That's what you are. You are a Zune. I can't. I mean, any brand name. I don't care what it is. You are literally the bottom of the barrel. You aren't even as good as the boys. The boys, they don't even have their own universe. It's just a show. But it makes way more sense. It's way more engaging and way more entertaining than whatever the hell the DCEU is. Because it is atrocious. It's god-awful. Has no direction. They drop the Snyder Cut. They make a big deal. Oh my god, the Snyder Cut. Let's forget, you treated Zack Snyder like absolute dog shit. But then they dropped the Snyder Cut. It's good. They even showed the post-credit scene, how he was creating a Snyderverse. Nope. We're not going to use that. Why would we? That makes too much sense. We're DC. It's not supposed to make sense. Unreal, man. Disgusting. I mean, Black Adam was your, big... Black Adam and Shazam were your big opening things. I'm not saying Black Adam will be bad. I'm not. Or Shazam, for that matter. But when you have the Hall H MCU shit going on, and they're announcing 2 Avengers movies, and you're announcing Black Adam and Shazam, you've already lost. There's no competing anymore. They are not competitors. DC has better animation. Great. Awesome. But at the end of the day, live action wise, they are not competitors. Not even a little bit. Marvel's in its own league. The only thing they're competing with, I can't even talk. The only thing they're competing with is Star Wars, who's also owned by Disney. And let's be honest here, they're blowing out Star Wars now. Ridiculous. Oh my god, I know. And the thing I find funny, Feige is not... Feige feels one of a kind, and this is not a knock on him, because I trust him 99% more than I trust him more than 99% of the world. But here's the thing about Feige. You can find guys like that. You want to tell me nobody out there can fix the DCEU? I've come across people on my Twitter feed that could fix the DCEU quicker than these idiots. I mean, it's ridiculous. Imagine all the not big named actors that were possibly banking on these canceled projects to really propel their careers or possibly break out, be the next big thing. It really blows for them. Exactly. But we don't care about that. We don't. But hey, I mean, at least the powers that be up at the top, they're making a profit, right? As long as they're making a profit. What's up, Brian? Jake, it's because the old leadership at DC didn't care about the quality, would put out whatever they wanted. This new leadership has finally put their foot down, and I like it. Yeah, they need to put shit into motion, because this is just insane. I mean, really, at this point, you restart it, move away, let the Avengers do the Avengers. I actually did not mind what DC was doing until they got in the Justice League. Wonder Woman slapped. I don't care what anyone says. The second Wonder Woman wasn't very good, but the first one was really good. Batman versus Superman was not my favorite concept, but I thought it still was exciting. It was entertaining. Man of Steel was exciting and entertaining. I never saw Aquaman. I refuse to see that because I don't like Amber Heard. I'll probably see 2, though. But, I don't know. I just feel like the Justice League... I mean, DC is better to make everything, darker. The Batman, stick to shit like that. Stick to Joker. Those are great movies. Joker's one of the best movies of all time. I will say that and not even care who has a problem with it. Joker is one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's cinema masterpiece. I mean, it really is. And the Batman is phenomenal. It dragged a little bit, but it is phenomenal. But it's just this DCEU nonsense. You don't have a universe. Can you just admit you don't have a universe? Stop trying to connect everything. Make them standalone movies. Do you know when DC was whipping Marvel's ass? The one time they were whipping their ass. Do you know what it was? It was the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy. Now, Batman Begins, I think, is a very weak opener. I'm not going to lie. I'm not the biggest fan of it. But The Dark Knight, until I saw No Way Home, was the best comic book film I had ever seen, period. Stick to shit like that. Like, I wanted to see The Trench. I thought that would have been cool. They were going to do a Trench solo film. I would have liked to see that. I would have liked to see originality. Black Adam, I'm sorry. I think it's going to be good. I think it'll be fun to watch, but how does that advance your universe? I don't know. Marvel is so good, they even made the Zune cool for a minute after Guardians 2. Yeah. They acted like the fiasco around Ezra's going to blow over. Exactly. I'm glad they canned the Snyderverse, though. LOL. Best decision they made, in my opinion. LOL. I kind of like the Snyderverse, and I didn't like the way they treated him, so. Right now, he's competing to try to get that right guard job, and Whitworth is working with him, so we'll see. But I'm excited for him. They could. I think you do a damn good job. Literally this. And not necessarily one-off, because I don't mind seeing a sequel of The Joker. I don't mind seeing a sequel of The Batman. I mean, really, the dumb thing is they were onto something with Wonder Woman, and then they were so focused on pushing her into the freaking Justice League. The first Wonder Woman movie was very good. Yep, exactly. But who cares, right? As long as the guys at the top don't lose any money. Shout out to Taxi Driver. Yes, I like that movie. I saw it again this year. I watched it last year. I saw it again this year. It's a good movie. What's up, Darren? HBO Max might be dissolved and merged with Discovery Plus. Oh my god, that sounds like cringe. So Discovery, wasn't that... Was Discovery on Disney Plus? I thought it was. I thought Discovery... I'm actually really confused by the whole Discovery thing, because I thought Discovery was on Disney Plus. Maybe I'm out of my mind, but... Yeah, they're merging. It's unfortunate for all of us. Oh, The Dark Knight's a classic. It's one of the greatest movies. I mean, Christopher Nolan, just the way he shoots everything. So good, man. I think that's what this recent Comic-Con was. I think they were trying to push animated again. I'm excited for Marvel Zombies. So we'll see. I get this question a lot, actually. I would say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But to be fair, I've never seen Django Unchained, and I need to. I heard it's great. Oh, gotcha. Nat Geo. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. What's up, Pineapples? Yeah, I saw. So Peacemaker's staying. I mean, they need to keep doing Peacemaker. They need to keep doing that Suicide Squad. That's interesting. I care about that. That gets my attention. I don't know if you saw, they canceled the Arrowverse. It's done. Flash isn't getting another season like they initially planned. Yeah, James Gunn says Peacemaker Season 2 is safe at HBO Max. Cool. I don't feel like this is good for the casual audience though, because like, how do you even keep up with what's gonna stay on HBO Max? Like, I'm gonna look up Barry right now. Okay, it's filming, so I don't think they're gonna cancel it. Hateful Eight. I don't think I've ever seen it. I need to though. It's got Kurt Russell in it, Tim Roth, Samuel L. Jackson, Channing Tatum's in it. Yeah, I'll have to see that at some point. Ah, I see how it works. Yeah. Oh, so the Hateful Eight is a sequel to Django Unchained? I didn't know that. Yeah, Winning Time season 2 is confirmed. They're trying to cast a bunch actually. I'll tell you right now, before we wrap this thing up, and then I head on over to MCU Edge. Hopefully you guys will be there. Oh, it's weird because it says it's a sequel on Google. Not saying the internet's always right. I've never seen it before, but all right. So, Winning Time is casting seeking basketball players for HBO season series Winning Time, including the below: Kurt Rambis, Mitch Kupchak, Byron Scott, James Worthy, and Robert Parrish. Filming will take place between mid-August to early mid-January in Los Angeles. Must live in/near Los Angeles to be considered. No acting experience necessary. Basketball experience preferred. Looking for all ethnicities. Must be between 20 to 30 years old. Must be 6'2" or taller. To be considered for this role, please email the following information to bbplayercasting@gmail.com. Name, height, basketball experience, if any, city of residence, 2 current photos, 1 head-to-toe launch shot, and a photo of your face. Deadline is no later than August 12th. There you go. That's the casting call for The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty Winning Time Season 2. Well, I'm bummed I missed it. I'm going to be seeing another theater movie. I'm going to see Bullet Train on Friday. I'm excited. Yeah, I'll see it at some point. I liked Pattinson a lot as Batman. I thought he was great. No complaints. Probably the best Batman I've ever seen. I thought, he was not my favorite Bruce Wayne, but I also didn't think he really had a chance to be Bruce Wayne, so. Don't know too much about Terrell Lewis's role. Good question, because I mean you'd have to imagine he's behind Justin Hollins. I don't know if he's gonna be on a pitch count or anything like that, or snap count rather. Um, but it's definitely somebody to look out for, because if he does get the green light to, have a decent role and not have to worry about being medically held back, then I mean this guy has 12 and a half to 15 sack potential. I mean Terrell Lewis is a physical specimen, so he can really help them out if he stays healthy. I think tampering's stupid. I thought the penalty for the Dolphins was too much. Having to give up a first round pick, you're penalizing these guys that had nothing to do with it. Obviously you're penalizing Stephen Ross, but I mean, all stuff aside with Stephen Ross, because I don't think he's a great dude. Like McDaniel now doesn't get a first round pick. his first year, after his first year of coaching. Don't love that. And then he loses a third-round pick. I don't love that either. I think it was too much, but that's just me. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it. Let's see here. We got... Oh. There we go. I don't know why it's so small. So we're going to put this over here. We're going to blow this thing up. Everyone go on over right now to the Call-In app on your phone. Download it. And we are going live in a minute on MCU Edge. We have 10 episodes now. That's lying. That was an older screenshot. We're talking about The Punisher tonight, coming to Disney Plus as a TVMA deal. See right there, if it zooms in. Focus. So, hoping to see you guys. Link is in the description. Link is also on my Twitter. I want to get more people in. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff during the season for Rams Edge as well. So if you are a Rams fan, you can check out my page over on Call-In. You can find the 2 shows, MCU Edge, every Wednesday. I got 2 episodes every week of the Rams Edge. That's going to do it for me. Appreciate you guys hanging around with me on a Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow in some capacity. We'll have more content coming out. Don't worry. Excited to get this thing ramped up. Exciting for the NFL season. And, man, I'm just ready. So I'll see you guys soon. You guys take care. And hopefully I'll see you guys over at MCU Edge. Later, folks.